Welcome back to Back in the Dayz. Here we are for episode 7, Rocket Power. Yes, a Nickelodeon classic. I won't say I know exactly when it came out, but I definitely I remember the first episode, and that's when Sam came.
Yeah, Sam first came to town.
So he moves in. So it takes place in Ocean Shore, California, and there's Otto Rocket, Reggie Rocket, Ray Rocket is the father. There's Twister, who is their friend, and Sam moves in and becomes their friend. As you see, I'm rocking the Aloha Brother shirt like Tito, which is Ray's friend that works at the food spot with him.
Yeah, he owned that spot.
Yeah,
that's right.
And like I said, on the first episode, Sam moves in. He's like a nerd, so they're just like, we don't really want to hang out with him. He's not very athletic because they're into extreme sports, and he was the only one that wasn't really all the way in. And when he went over to talk to Reggie about the mailbox that the a neighbor was working on, they had smacked the puck towards him. And he just went like this, put his hands up, and blocks it. And they was like, we have our goalie.
That's right.
So when you become the new friend in their little clique too, they call you Squid. So that was,
yeah, they did.
That became his nickname. At first it was for Twister. And that's how that first episode went.
Great episode.
For the first part of the first episode, because for those
that's right.
It's always two.
It's always two.
And the second episode, it was when Miss Stapleton and her husband was going somewhere.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And it was like, let's use their pool and drain it.
Oh, they drained it. That's right.
To skate in the pool. So what happened was it was supposed to go down the drain, but then it goes in their basement.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how every episode went on Rocket Power. It was like, we just want to do this, have fun. But there was it was always something happening.
That went wrong.
It was, most of the time, it was Otto's fault. It was Twister's fault.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and the one that would try to save them is Reggie
and Sam
or Sam.
Yeah,
and it was just always something.
It was that when you it just brought back a whole bunch of memories because that was I think everybody had a clique like that when they was growing up. So seeing something like that, it just related. You would relate it to it easy, and then. Especially when a new person come in, you know what I mean? They tested him and everything. They did everything, and he actually passed the test and he got in with him. So it was pretty cool to see that. And I know, for me, this was kind of underrated. I felt like it was before its time because I think extreme sports was just getting started going like that, getting really big. And
yeah, that was our era too.
Yeah, that was our era. When it started, it kind of I felt like it should have been even bigger because it was a great cartoon all the way. But nobody really talked about it still.
It only lasted, I think, 4 seasons.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a way better cartoon than 4 seasons. It was one of those ones that if you go back and see it, you'd be like, okay, it should have been up there with the classics. Yeah. If you didn't watch it back then, go back and watch it now. Even though it might, we get older and we start thinking, this is, but think about when you were a kid. I'm telling you, it was something that I loved. I didn't even do extreme sports, but that made me want to be outside.
I wanted to.
Yeah, it made me want to go out there and go do it.
I wanted to skateboard.
You want to skateboard?
I want to skateboard.
I can't. I wanted to, and then I saw my brother fall.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the like, falls changed the game.
Man. My boy started at the front of the driveway. He rode. I swear, he landed by the garage. I was like, nah, I'm good, man. I am good.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
But this it was a great show because they also had like learning moments. So they was always messing up, of course. But then there would be like certain parts where they would talk to Ray the dad or the Tito, and they giving them like the game of life. Like you have to like learn at some point what's right and wrong, what you can and cannot do. And I think there was only I want to say 9 years old, and Reggie was 11.
I think so. They were young. Yeah, I think Reggie was the oldest.
Yeah, because he was the oldest.
I think she was 11. Yeah.
So I think it was around that age range, and it's just kind of funny because they was outside a lot by themselves. They was in the streets. They was going to the pier. They was going to the beach. They was doing a lot by themselves at that age. But again, at the time, we was outside by ourselves a lot. Yeah. So that kind of resonated with that. Yep. I'm gonna piggyback off that because I saw some people were trying to say the show was about bad parenting. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not what it was about. Like you said, when they went to Ray and Tito, they told them exactly what they needed to hear. But in life, like we know, you gotta make the ultimate decision to see what you're gonna do. You gonna do with that, even though they say this is gonna happen, and then you learn from the lesson. So I felt like it was more like teaching you a lesson that way too. Like, learn from your mistakes and don't do it again. There was an episode where they was trying to play a game of street hockey against Lars, who was Twister's brother. And he was like, oh, you have to come out at nighttime. So they had to sneak out and try to go play a game of street hockey. So the cops got involved. I remember. Right, stuff like that. That's right. And obviously, they get caught. Ray had the conversation with him. Like, they knew it was wrong because they were sneaking out the house. But it was like, they didn't know that the older brother, Twister, was also scared about sneaking out too. Oh. Like, they were scared about being out at night too. Yeah. So it was like, they was trying to seem cool for him and also trying to not get in trouble. And they realized he wasn't really as cool as he portrayed to this. Yep. Stuff like that. And that was just the dynamic of the show. That was a good, See what I'm saying? That was something right there. So, yeah. But it was a lot, like I said, it was a lot of them doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing, had no business doing. But they was doing it. But it was a good time. Like, I feel like a lot of cartoons, you can say it's bad parenting. A lot. Bad parenting. But I feel like it's a cartoon. Like, yeah. I don't think anybody watches the cartoons for the parents. Oh, and that's another thing. So you're right about that. And guess what? To me, that was the most interesting parent on any cartoon. Like, that's the only one I actually cared about. When they actually had an episode about him, it didn't fall off. Yeah. Like, it was actually cool to see his episodes too, because he was supposed to be somebody big, surfing and all this other stuff. So when he got back in the water and stuff and doing all what he was doing, it was way more entertaining than any other cartoon parents. Like, that was one cartoon that they actually put the parent up there and actually gave them a dynamic with the show. Because when you think about these other ones, you never really saw their parents. I don't. They didn't care. Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't have no parents on there. So
to me, for them to actually do that, I was like, man, that's what I'm saying. This cartoon was way better than what you think. And Tito, I saw when they played the voice of him was actually a real legendary surfer. Like they played the voice. So it was pretty cool to find out that it was somebody that actually was really known, legendary surfer. So they actually went to him when they talked about doing different stuff.
Yeah.
The writers actually talked to him about the because they didn't know the terms, the terminology. So he actually taught them the terminology, how to say this, what to say at this moment.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah. But I mean, to be real, I think even though he always got in trouble, Otto probably was my favorite character. Like, I don't know, Otto was cool to me. That's probably my favorite character. But yeah. I don't know. What about you?
Otto's the most fun character.
Yeah.
He's the most fun. I would say my favorite is Tito for real. But
yeah. That's what I'm saying. The characters are cool. Yeah, you could relate to a lot of them. And then even though he was older, you see how you related to, like, you was like, man, that's what I mean. The adults actually was cool in this cartoon. I didn't even care about the other cartoon parents, but these ones, yeah, it was good. And I think Otto had like a nemesis too that always used it, that on some episodes it would show up that was like supposed to be as good as him and everything. I forgot his name.
People like that.
Yeah, but he had something like that. And so that's what it was always cool to see his little dynamic when he have, because he was supposed to be the best at everything. Like at everything they did, he was the best one. So it was cool to see that.
Most of the time it was him.
Yeah, most of the time.
And there were times it was Reggie.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Putting work in.
And then, we'll go ahead and go to your favorite ones.
My favorite.
Go to that. What's your favorite ones? Your favorite episode? I got one for sure.
You go first then.
Okay, my one. Well, I got more, but the first one was when Twist was better than Otto and Illusion, and and Otto got upset because he was always beating him, and Twist finally found a sport that he was better than him at, and he ended up cheating to try to beat him. But later in the episode, he came back and told him that he cheated. Then he raced him again. He got beat, and he, that's what I'm saying. It teaches you how to be humble, everything like that. He told him he cheated. He came back and was like, they raced again. He got beat, and he came to him and was happy for him this time. So that was one of my favorite episodes right there, because I just Twist was a cool character too. And for him to actually have a sport that he was good at, because at first he was like you said, it was either Otto or Reggie.
Yeah.
Twist finally found something that he was like the best at. So that was cool to me for that episode.
It was an episode where Otto was in a competition, and he was supposed to wear, or he was supposed to have his gear from his dad. But then there was this dude that seen him, and he got sponsored.
Yeah.
So he was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I have to rock the stuff that I'm getting from this dude, because it was like the best gear. So then in the episode, at the end of the episode, he takes the gear off, and it says that he was doing the gear for the Rockets, and he was disqualified. But in the episode, it was one of the things that it taught you. It's not about the deal or like the gear or the name brand that comes to you, but as Vin Diesel would say, it's about family, So he stayed with that. In the same episode, it was Reggie and her cousin who kept arguing, and one was saying that it's not hard to figure skate and it's not hard to snowboard. So they switched places, and the girl got first place snowboarding. Reggie, she didn't get first place only because it was obviously not who it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the cousin.
Yeah.
But there's no way to hide yourself.
Yeah.
But with the cousin, she was able to wear a helmet, glasses, stuff like that, so they didn't know. But
Yes.
so it was like, oh, I was saying it's not that hard, but it is like a complex sport type of thing.
Yep.
And
that's that just
give a
off
lesson.
those. Yeah, just off of that, the lessons of it right there is crazy. It's crazy to me. That's what I mean. It's a way better cartoon than what people think. That's why I say it is a classic. I mean, you can't take that away from it. And it was one of Nickelodeon's best, for sure, best cartoons
it's top
ever.
five. It's top five.
Yeah, it's top five for
top
sure.
Top five dead or alive,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Man.
Well, this has been episode 7 of Back in the Day.
Yes, sir.
Back in the days, back in the days, back in the days.